spoons, plates, rice pans, paper towels, toilet paper. I know a lot of y'all use a lot of that. Matches, combs, and brushes, and all this stuff is brand new. Garbage bags as well too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to attempt to do something that it's never been done since I stepped at One West back in 1989. This has never been done before. It doesn't require nothing, but just for you to just put your address on the back of this and just give it back to me. I'll pay for the shipping and handling. I'm going to do it once a month because the stuff that I am going to ship out to you should last a month. So I'll do it once a month at no cost. Only thing I need is your address on the back of this piece of paper right here. I'm going to hand them out and just make sure you give them back to me. No strings attached. You ain't even got to give me your address. Give me your neighbor's address. You know how Israel is. I ain't giving you my address. give me the address to the supermarket, somewhere where the stuff can be delivered. Okay? Like what the brother said, there's no strings attached. I ain't gonna want you to listen. If you don't want it, I'm pretty sure there's somebody else who does. Okay? You think Esau got all these secret clubs out here, these frats and stuff like that? They look out for one another all the time. What do you think they got frats for and deltas and sororities for that don't involve black people? Okay, but black people always want to involve. Now you got black sororities, man. You got Moabites as Kappas now, man, and Moab going around talking they cute dogs, man. We're the only people who want to involve everybody else into what we do. So for this right here, Esau or any other nation need not apply. Not for this right here. Okay, you want to say something short?
So did everybody hear what he was saying? That the Masharah Yasharahla has a pantry. Where now if a brother is in need of something, food or merchandise or something, you can contact the Quran. Okay? That's why he needs your address. You can contact him and he can ship those items out to you. That's another milestone of the Masharah Yasharahla. When we had the first few summits, we didn't have that. Con? You understand that, Con? Let's get the most side. So, what I'm saying is, as we go along, the Spirit is showing us how to put the structure, the Masharah Yasharahla structure together. Con? Because our people are going to need this stuff. We're going to need this in these last days. When they cut off welfare, okay, the Quran going to be busy. When they cut off Medicare and all that, the Quran going to be busy. Okay? But the Most High is going to supply us. Okay? He said, they're going to be hungry, but we shall eat. Did he say that? They're going to be thirsty, but we shall drink. Did he say that? So that's why the pantry is very important. So when he passes around, put your address. If you need something, put your address down, and he's going to ship it to you. Come?
You have to do it once a month. On the back of it, it says put your name, address, how many occupants in your household, and what most do you need in your household. Like I said, free of charge. That's it. You know, there's no strings attached. Like I said, some of y'all looking like, well, you asked me my address for. You know, just put your address on here with somebody who needs the stuff. That's it. And I need a brother to come up here real quick. I got a stack of them, and make sure that you fill it out, okay, and make sure that you give it back, and make sure you set it up here on the desk. Everybody should have this filled up. Everybody should fill it out. I know you're gonna fill it out 3 times. All right. Next. All right. Communication very important in Israel. I know a lot of y'all want to move to different states. Like Sakari talking about he moving down to Atlanta. This is something that I put together. Oh, he said he moved to Florida. Oh, okay. All right. I know a lot of times, you know, it's hard to get in contact with brothers. It's hard to get in contact with sisters. So here's what I put together with the 10 summits. It's called the Israelite Guidebook. Inside this book, every state from Arizona all the way to Wisconsin. You have different brothers, different states in here, their occupation, what they can do. You have brothers in here that are herbologists. You got brothers that are farmers, school teachers. Brother Yakinan, which is in my camp, he's second in command in my camp. He's the Israelite basic instructor, okay, which he trains you. You come out to North Carolina, good old North Carolina, for about 4 days, and you train for like about 4 days, like I just said. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. So this book has everything in there. Has brothers, different camps in there. Got their names. Don't use this book for evil. Use it for good. You got school teachers in there. You got herbologists. You got farmers. You got electricians. Go from state to state. You can call brothers and sisters if you're looking to relocate. Okay, so when I hand these out to you, Okay, don't use them. Don't use them for a coaster. Okay, don't sit them in your bathroom. Okay, a lot of ink went into this. Okay, Esau had to turn this back a whole lot. Okay, for me to get about maybe 75 copies done. Okay, hey, Brock.
Yeah. You heard what he said, Con? This is like the Masharah Yasharahla phone book, right? In the world, they got phone books, right? You go into it, whoever you want to call, you look up the number or alphabetical order or whatever, the name, and you get the number. But this is, the brother Juan put this phone book together. And so now you brothers can now network and communicate with other brothers in different camps in different cities and states. Con? That's what this is. So when the brother sends it around, if you're not in here already, put your name and Juan. What do you guys for? Name, address? Yeah, name, address, and telephone number, and we can add you to the phone book. Okay? And email address, and also email address. So every summer we get more and more names and numbers. So now we have a phone book, the beginnings of a phone book, and it's getting thicker. Each summer it's getting thicker and thicker and thicker. Con? So we want you brothers to do the same thing. Put your name and number so we can add you to the phone book. Okay, Con?
All right, that's about it. What I am going to do, like Barack said, and that's it, that's my time. I'm going to pass around the sample. Okay, pass around the sample, and what I want y'all to do, find the state that you're in. If you don't see your name, just put your name, you can scribble it any way you want to. Just put your name where your state is at, and put what camp you belong, so next summit I can add on to it and I can update it again. This is updated. I think Sakari changed his, I think he changed his number. I think I had to alleviate it out. You can put it this time, and put the right one. But just do it. I'm gonna start from here and let it go this way, let it travel around this way, and let it end up to this brother right here. And yeah, let that brother be the last one, and you take it and you put it right here. All right, cut. That's my time, brother Zaquan. All praise to Yahweh. Show me our shot.
All right, so the next thing that's due up is the brother going to speak on the training department. Like he just mentioned, the Masharah Yasharahla has a training department and a security department. You're nothing without the security of the nation. Come? All right? You're nothing. You don't have a nation unless you have the military, unless you have security. Come? Because the next nation is going to come in and take you over. So the Masharah Yasharahla has the same thing. The Spirit of the Most High showed us we got to begin to train brothers, all right? Teach brothers concerning security. Teach brothers the military mindset, the spiritual mindset of the Most High. But it's also spiritual and it's also physical. So that's why we have a training department and security department. As you see, some of the brothers are on security now. And they're part of the security team of the Masharah Yasharahla. Come? So we want some of you brothers, and when these brothers stand up and speak on their departments, some of you brothers, all right, if you feel that you can help out in some of these departments, come up to these brothers, all right, in these various departments and let them know that you want to be part of that particular department. Come? All right. So Zaquan's going to come back up and speak on the security department because the brothers who's over that department is not here today with us. Okay? Yeah. And let me just mention, we also have the brother Ash. He's part of the House of David. He's over the security department, and he's part of this council also. Okay, Khan? And he couldn't make it with us. All right, that's brother Ash. Yakanan, like he mentioned, is also part of that department. He's the one that does the basic training in North Carolina. He couldn't make it today. So we're going to have Zaquan speak on that. One second.
I'm going to let the brother speak on that particular subject, but it's very important that basic survival is important too, because we live in a city or state where it gets cold. And let's say you cut off from heat, emergency supplies, how would you survive? It's very important to learn survival skills in an urban setup. You understand? It's very important. All right? So I'm going to let the brother speak on that particular subject.
Okay, here goes Zaquan.
Yeah, Brother Yakanan, second in command of my camp, he's not available to make it. but he's over this department. This is Brother Tazdock also. He's part of the house camp in North Carolina. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain as far as the basic training program that the brother put together. It's called Basic Warrior Training for Masharah Yasharahla. And I'm going to pass this around. And the training starts May 1st. No, you got to be signed up by May 1st. Training class will begin June 28th through July 2nd. And what this consists of is real easy. Okay, what this consists of, okay, what you're going to be taught during those 4 days, this is the requirement that the brother has put down. And his number actually is inside the booklet, the guidebook, yeah. So you can call him up if you have any questions, if you want to go. North Carolina is beautiful that time of the year. It's quiet, air smells good. This is what it requires. It's uniform requirements for training. You gotta have this before. Black cargo pants. And by the way, too, there's several brothers in there. Hawashai, Karatazak, where the brother at? Okay, raise your hand. The brothers that came to North Carolina last year, they finished it and completed it, and they loved it. They absolutely loved it. Hawashai thinking about moving down there. So that brother over here. So this is the basic things you gotta have. You gotta have black cargo pants, t-shirts with fringes, combat boots, black shorts and t-shirts, and passes around sneakers, combat boots. And this is very important too. Nothing in the world like you going up to a store, Walmart, and some crazy cracker that just drunk a six-pack, he roll up on you and your kids drunk. You don't know how to fight, man. That's embarrassing as hell, man. Okay, he drunk, just finished drinking beer, he roll up on you and your kids, and you don't know how to fight, defend yourself, your kids, your wife or nothing. That's embarrassing, man. That's embarrassing. Next day, you going out there to camp, saying, I'm a warrior. I'll kill you. All right, so this training program is very good. It's very beneficial. All right, and what he teaches you is push-ups, sit-ups, running. He's not gonna kill you. Is that right, Hawashai? Okay, he's gonna just exhaust you, just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. Okay, weight training, and some of the. I'm not gonna mention this right here. That's private again. Okay, you'll just see that when you get there. I'm not gonna put that out there. Okay, but it's beneficial. Very beneficial. Yeah, self-defense. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. All right, so like I said, with completion of the class, you're gonna get a certificate. You're gonna learn how to pitch your own tent. Food will be cooked, okay? Barbecue style by myself. Ain't that right, Kahan? All right? Ain't that right, brother? Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure you enjoyed that, right? Okay. Once again, the brother name is Yakanan, North Carolina. His name is inside the guidebook. Training class, he said you got to register by May 1st of this year. Any brothers in the camps want to send some of your men out there, you'll have a blast, trust me. All right, June, contact Yakanan. Okay, if you can't get in contact with Yakanan, just contact me. My name is in the book, and I'll give them all the information. Contact Yakanan. Your house camp, the training is June 28th. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, this time you got it right. Yeah, so July 2nd. Yeah, this time is the right number. With that, I'm going to pass this around. It's a sheet on the back right here where the brothers want to show up. Just sign your name up. That's it. Sign your name up. This, I don't think it is free. Okay, you're going to have to pay, of course, to get to North Carolina. But it's so many months advance. You know, I'm pretty sure you save up $10 a week or $25 a week. You make it. Trust me, it's worth it. Ain't that right, Hawashai? Absolutely. Okay, with that, that's my time. I'm going to bring the brother. Yeah, this is, matter of fact, this is one of the instructors right here. Okay? And I don't see how old it's him. Okay? Brother martial artist, and I'll walk through Harlem or the streets of Detroit at night with this brother at any time.
Shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
First off, for the brothers that did go, we have one missing, and they'll tell you that it's very valuable for us to actually train. It's not only talking about training your body, but it also trains your mind. What we do is attempt to get us to endure through all types of adversities. You feel me? So if you talk to Watzaya or Yahushua, they can actually tell you like how are we going through it. It's not to break anybody, but it's to push your body to go a little bit past what you normally go through. If you do have like something like a
part of your body that's hurt, we can also modify some of the things that we actually do. But it is there to push you, because Esau is constantly pushing us, but we don't push ourselves. So this is an environment where you can actually learn something. And if any brothers out there actually have like some also some martial arts skills, some fighting skills, I know we got brothers that got security backgrounds, and you actually bring that to the table, because we take all that information and try to make sure that all the brothers that show up actually learn this type of information. So when you go back to your city or your camp, then you do know how to protect your martial art. Understand? So we encourage everybody to come out. Young men, 20 and above, everybody is able to actually go to war. That's what we're looking for. And then once again, do your best when you get there. You do not quit. That was one of the biggest things. No matter what it is, we will modify to help you out. And if you don't have, when you look at the list, if you don't have something, believe me, it's okay. Because of the fact that we're doing this in brotherhood, we'll figure out some way to help you get through it. That's right. I know we had one brother that called because he couldn't make it because he didn't have something. And the first thing I thought about is it's okay if you don't have everything. We're going to still work through it, because if it actually goes down, and you may not have some of this equipment anywhere on it. So I just encourage all the brothers that can go, once again, to the camp leaders, to get those young men in. With that said, shalom.
All right, so that was beautiful. So as you can see, the Masharah Yasharahla is moving the spirit of Yahushua. And we're trying to get things together so we can bring it more in a cohesive structure like the Most High teaches us. So the next brother that's up, all right, this is Brother Mafathima. Okay, Khan, over the correspondence and part of the House of David of the Masharah Yasharahla.
Of the country, which is something good, because none of us as a nation should go to our bed hungry. You understand me? We shouldn't be here eating and our people going to our bed, they don't show the next meal. Right? So I know Partizala here, we assist Kahan, we assist certain people, but we're not going to put it out there and say, oh, we help this brother, we help that brother. Because you know the gainsay in Israel. You have other Israelites saying, we don't see the purpose of the summit, what we're doing. We're not going to put out there to tell the nation, everybody, we assist. You understand me? But for brothers and sisters who reach out to us, we do assist our people. And the next thing that Zakwan should mention, like the back to school program. For single mothers out there, the scripture tells us, remember widow and fatherless children, when it's time for school, if you need assistance, just get on the phone, get in touch with somebody, and we help out our brothers and sisters. So that's something that we have to take in mind too. And with the correspondent department, I thought with most of you there, because social media is a new thing now. So Kahan mentioned to me a couple weeks. When we started this in the late 90s, it was just the love and the passion we had. But time have changed. So most of our people now, we talk to all over the globe. I'm hearing people texting from Arizona and all this stuff. And then it's good when brothers reach out to you in the correspondent department. If we have brother down here, as well as ourselves, we're not coming here to open the next school in San Diego. If our brothers reach out, we just give them all as our number straight up. Same way with Zakwan in North Carolina, or any of you brothers and sisters in the region you are. If there's a gate that we associate with in that region, that's the gate you'll join. You understand me? So everything is coming together now, and we're making moves. You understand me? It's a 10 summit, we implicate stuff, and brothers and sisters of question, and that's why we mentioned Karash, because we know a lot of stuff going on in the families. Right? So sometimes you reach out to me, not you necessarily, but people, and I give them Karash number, maybe too much problems, but we have to try to get the family working too. Because a nation of people, we don't advocate for abuse with our woman, and you have physical abuse, verbal abuse, we don't agree with that as a nation of people. Because now we have to walk Christ's life in every walk that we meet. Right? So we have to get back the family function. And like a brother texted me a couple nights ago and asked me what I think about child support. Is it right for a woman to bring her husband to child support? No, it's not right. You understand? But I'll say, and I'm talking as a man, if a man only have a child and not taking care of that child, you women have all right to put him on child support. Because men, we have to be in our children's life too. Right? So these are stuff that you're feeding back to me, but we want to have a balance where we fear in every part. You understand? But if a man taking care of his child and the woman wants to do it out of guilt, that's wickedness and evil. But as a man, you must be forced, you must be pushed to take up your responsibility. You understand me? And Israel is in a good place now. To be honest, Israel is in a good place in terms of getting together, moving forward. You have Israelites in Denmark. We went to Israel and we meet brothers from Germany. Where? Frankfurt. Frankfurt, Germany. You understand me? We meet brothers from Ukraine. You understand me? So that's the next beauty when you go to Israel. You have brothers that was going up there for years before us. So you go there, you see the different families, and you see different brothers from different regions, and then what? You create an alliance with them. What if you're going to Germany, you need somebody to pick you up at the airport? We have brothers there. What about England, New York, every state you go? That's why we made that alliance with brothers. Right? So with that said, continue this work, and the Masharah Yasharahla, which is the government. You understand? What we're trying to establish here will move forward through this entire earth. Right? Said Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, so that's Elder Mcdonald, the House of David and Masharah Yasharahla, head of the correspondence. The next brother is Bunyamin of the Masharah Yasharahla Council. But like Methapha was saying, we want to move forward. We want to have a certain goal that Masharah Yasharahla want to get to. And all these brothers are going to bring out the different goals, okay, that the Masharah Yasharahla is striving for and directing itself towards and being guided towards. And so that's the spirit of the Most High Yahweh. All right? Now, Bunyamin, he's going to speak on the Treasury Department, okay? And we do have a goal, and Bunyamin is going to bring it out of what the Treasury Department is trying to get to. So that you brothers can understand that you're going to be part of that goal. Come? You're going to be part of that goal. All right? And not only your brothers and sisters here, but the other brothers and other camps and schools, they're going to be part of that goal. Okay? Because as a Masharah Yasharahla, we want to establish land, like the brothers spoke about before. We want to establish Treasury Department. We need resources. All right? The brothers spoke about the pantry. We want to establish that. Okay? The more higher level. So we got these specific goals. And this is for all people. Come? For all people in these last days. And so we can do it. As a people of the Most High, Yahweh, Baal Shem, Yahweh Shai, we can do it. We can establish this, okay, in Yahweh Shai. Come? So, young man, the Treasury Department of Masharah Yasharahla.
I'd like to say shalom to the Akim and the Akibas. It's a beautiful day that brothers and sisters came out. I appreciate everybody came out. I'm over the Treasury Department, and we're trying our best to make the Treasury Department suitable and workable for the entire nation. And our goals and our aspiration is to help to generate funds. It's going to take the support of all of us, beginning with us up here, and the congregation and the members, and the support. So what I've established PayPal or Google Wallet, all right? That brothers and sisters can support and send donations, whether they want to do it monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, whenever you want to do it, whenever you have the finance to do it, to help to build the Masharah Yasharahla and the donations that we need. So I want to read a brief report that I wrote up here. All right? And it states, Shalom, all praises to the mighty Yahweh, or Yahweh Shai, as we move forward in the last days of this Roman governmental kingdom. It's very important that we, as a nation of the Most High's chosen, come closer together with efficient communication structure, trust, and our very own financial support, which is needed, right? As the head of the Masharah Yasharahla Treasury Department, we must come together as a nation and contribute sufficient funds in our nation. We have put together a monthly monetary righteous financial plan that will benefit everyone in this nation. We, being the elders, will contribute a specified amount of finance each month. So each of us here on the Masharah Yasharahla will contribute finances every month, a donation, beginning with us, all right? And that's going to start to move forward to help build this financial department, all right? And it says it's needed whether individuals, if anyone needs any financial assistance during our month of contribution, we will contribute to build upon what we have. As the elders, we have to start and initiate the example and trust first. And all financial support, donations, and contributions outside the elders will be written down. And if you want a receipt, that will be upon request. All finances contributed will go towards the building of our nation's government, food bank, individual or family emergencies. This is a program that's long overdue with our nation. All things start with us first. Any questions, requests, donations, please contact Banyamin, HODC. Our telephone number is 718-407-9325. Or Kahan, the Light of Zion, all right, 954-297-3705. PayPal is accepted, and also Google Wallet, all right. The account name is mashapatium12@gmail.com. I'll spell it. That's MASHAPATYM12@gmail.com.
Everybody get that? Con?
Con.
Everybody get it. Read it again. Yeah, read it again. Write it down. You got a pen? Write it down.
Con.
Okay?
I'll do it slow. All right? It's either PayPal or Google Wallet. It's called mashapatium12@gmail.com. It's MASHAPATIum12@gmail.com. So that's where you can send your support, your contributions, or your donations. It could be weekly, it could be bi-weekly, it could be monthly. But as long as you contribute something to help, it will be well appreciated. And that's our goal that we're trying to move forward to build this station. All right? So, you want to fill that around? Yeah.
And with the finance department, individual work in the accounting department, and the assistant is needed. So as my brother said earlier, if you hear a brother mention something about the department and you can assist in that department, please step forward. Feel free, and it's man, woman, or young man. Gone?
Gone. Yeah, so Treasury Department is very important. The PayPal account that he mentioned is very important. Again, as the elders, we're putting into it, and we're looking for the congregation to also put into it. Because ultimately, what do we want to do? We want to be able to get some type of land, all right, some type of central location. Come. The other nations got it, so what's wrong with Israel? We need some kind of central location, all right, so we can build our nation, so we can return back to our culture, right, and our customs in Yahweh Bahasham Mashiach Yahushai come. And so that's what this is for, all right. It's not to put nothing in our pockets. I got a job, Brother Pig got jobs. So it's not about that, it's about so that we can come together as a unit. Because when you read the scriptures, the Most High showed us that whenever Israel needed to get something done. When we came out of Egypt into the wilderness, what did the Most High show Moses, Masharah, how to build the tabernacle? He gave him the blueprints, how to build the tabernacle, but he needed what? He needed the resources. And what did Most High show him? Go to the people. Right? And the Most High could have brought the money out of thin air, right? But the Most High don't work like that, brother. Okay? It has to come from us. It has to come from you. It has to come from us as a nation. The Most High want to see, what are you willing to do? Do you have faith? Do you have faith in the Masharah Yasharahla that we can get it done? 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 So we can get it done, brother. But we're going to need to begin with those resources. And also, it's also for this, that if some of you brothers can't make it to, let's say, the next summit, let's say the summit is like too far from where you're at, and you don't have the resources, and it costs $100 for you to get there, just call the Masharah Yasharahla, right? And we can send you the money, Treasury Department. He gave you his phone number. We can send you the money when you can come to the next summit. So we want to be able to do that. And we want to be able to help our own people. Okay? We don't want, after a while, we don't want Esau's help. We don't want the white man's help. That's why we're setting up the pantry. All right? The financial department. And so, but we got to put into it. You can't get anything out of it. There's nothing in there. That's right. Put it into it. So, you got a bank account? Well, how you going to draw money if you don't put nothing into it? So we got to begin to put something into it. And that's how we're going to get this land, all right, that the Most High is going to show us that we need to get. All right? We need to get it, brother. It's high time for us to wake up and begin to get the resources and everything that we need as a nation to begin to function as a nation. Okay? And we know it's temporary, all right? But we know America's going down. America's finished. Okay? And that's why the brother was telling you about Mount Zion and Israel. But still, while we're here, we need a central location and some land so that we can begin to come together as a more of a structured nation. Yasharahla. Come? 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 That's what it's for. Okay? So that was the financial department, the training department. The next brother is Karash of the Masharah Yasharahla, and he's going to tell you about his counseling department and history department.
Shalom, everybody. Praise Yahweh, Shai. Yeah, you know, we are a group that's we're still building, because there's still other schools that when we, you know, deal with them, they may be a part of this also. You know, we have maybe 10 schools that are in churches that are a part of this now, 10 of them. And, you know, we're just working as a government. You see how the white man works? He got that from us. So we're coming back to the way we should be. And as you read the scriptures, like in 1 Chronicles 28:1, Deuteronomy 1, and Acts 14:22, it set up elders over the churches. Also, David set up officers and soldiers, right? And he set ranks. And also, he got that from Moses. Moses was a king. He was also a general. He was also a military leader. Okay, he was also a priest. All these things we are here, all these things we're doing, right? We can all do those jobs, more or less. Because we have to be well-rounded as leaders. This is what we're training men and giving men who desire it to come up here and network with all the knowledge that we got and all knowledge you have. That's why brother got the book. You can network in this kind of like a yellow pages, and we can direct the things we need to do or things we want to do for others. We can deal with it amongst ourselves. We can really stop going to the white man so much for these things. So this is what this is about. And me being over the council, right, my number is 646-479-5206. I can get out again. But I put it out there because my number's always been out there for like 30 years. So I ain't trying to hide nothing. It don't matter because people call me for counsel, and I deal with counselors. Some of y'all have counseled you and whatever we need counseling with marriages, household, dealing with brothers. We need that. But we're all counselors here. And I get a lot of knowledge from all of you all. But the thing is, I try to deal with scriptures to guide you on the counsel. And if it comes down to it, even Esau has some good information and advice that you should go check out if that need be. The main thing, firstly, I stay in the scriptures. That's the last thing you want to do is go to Esau, but he does have some good information. And we have to make sure that we have all information so we can get what we need to grow as a nation. And also, just touching on the training and security, because I'm dealing with education, we should be self-sufficient. The different camps, you all should be setting up amongst your camps. You should be setting up, you know, a go bag. So if you have to leave your house in a minute, or you know the cops coming down 2-3 blocks away, what are you going to take? You should have a go bag with what you need if you got to leave your house in a minute. Okay, you should be watching these nature shows, learning about nature. We got to be out there in the wilderness for a minute. Okay, and that's what the brother's doing with the training. That's doing with the counseling. All of this is one unit that we're trying to give the information so we can be well-rounded. You know, food, Bibles, packets. You see, first aid packets in this bag that you have. So if you got to leave your house and there's a fire, get that go bag, you out there. You're not standing there in your robe. You got something for your children. You know what I'm saying?
We just want you to understand, and this brother being over the council department, that if you brothers are dealing with issues in your household, marriage issues, all right, character issues, all right, family issues, all right, any type of issue. Remember when we were coming out of Egypt, and what did Mosiah show Moses? That Moses had set up what? Other counselors, as wise as himself. Matter of fact, there's like 70 other officers from each of the 12 tribes to deal with what? All the problems Israel got. Because Moses would have killed himself trying to deal with your problems. He would have killed himself. Even Jethro, and Jethro wasn't an Israelite, but even Jethro showed Moses, you're going to kill yourself and try to deal with all the problems by yourself. So but that was by the providence of the Most High. So he had to set 70 officers like himself that were wise and intelligent in the spirit of the Most High. To do what? To deal with the other issues of Israel, the smaller issues. Moses would deal with the bigger issues, but the officers would deal with the small issues. Come? And so we know you have it. We know you have these issues. So you be able to set up a department for that too. Come? We've been dealing with issues such as some of the ones we named. Marriage issues, adultery issues. We've been dealing with that. Fornication issues. We've been dealing with that. Family issues, marriage issues. All right? Brother not being brotherly issues. Going against one another issues. Okay? And so forth and so on. And so we need that counseling. So this is what the brother is talking about. Look, we can't get restless here. We got to listen. Because it's very important. That's why the departments are set up. It's going to be set up on a bigger scale. This is a minute scale up here. Israel is the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered, right? So it's going to be set up on a bigger scale. So this is the grassroots here, brother. And some of you are going to be part of this, right? If not all of you are going to be part of this, okay? Some of you are going to be part of the leadership. Some of you are going to be some of those officers. Some of you are going to be up here dealing with some of these issues. So you gotta listen. And we also have an officers' council. We're going to name them in a few minutes. We got an officers' council also. Okay? But that's very important. So that's why I said, be prepared. The Most High said, labor to bring forth the nation. You got to labor to bring forth. You're just sitting on your behind doing nothing. While other brothers do the work, you're going to have to work also. Okay? Most High, I tell you what, man, you don't eat unless you work. All right? And He's going to reward every man according to his works. Come? So we all got to work to bring forth this nation. The Most High can give it to us in a silver platter, but the Most High ain't going to work like that. You know it. He wants you to do something. So this is what the brother's saying. So those issues and those problems and situations that you're dealing with, we got a brother who's a counselor and can deal with it. And that's very important. Okay? Some of the small issues he deal with, the bigger issues will come to the bigger council. Con?
Con.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah, that's how Yahushua did it. That's how Moses did it. And he had 3 men. All you can should have 3 men. The leader, second in command, and the third. You had Moses, Joshua, and Caleb. And y'all should be training together so that that man's ready to step in if something happens. The third one steps in. And then they should be training behind them so we can keep moving. But me and Brother Mustafa were working with the council. Because the council just goes in different facets for us to let you know what we're doing up here. And the council to direct you where to go to get the help you need. So calling my number 646-479-5206. I have all the numbers. I deal with the scriptures first. I deal with the Most High is saying. And then I let you balance it out. The Spirit's going to move you to where you have to realign yourself with your life and the life that the Most High wants us to come to. Because the Bible is perfect. The Bible has an answer for every problem you have. You just have to be able to go in there and get it. And between all of us in 30, 40, 30 years we've been doing this, we're going to get the answer through the Holy Spirit. We're going to get it. Because once we're the people that the Most High deals with, he got all the answers. So, you know, Esau, if he had the answers, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't need to go to each other. We would need, the earth would not be dying. We're the people of life. We're the Israelites. We got to come back. Also, am an artist, and I deal with the children also. I'm part of the education department. And when you call me at 646-479-5206, the children, they're going to be in the kingdom. Okay? I have a packet of basic teaching for the children. Okay? Because even children need to be counseled. You know, they need to be shown how to behave and how to grow as healthy adults. Because Esau is de-teaching and re-teaching children to just be freaks when they grow up. And we know we don't want that. Okay? So when you call me, I have a packet for the children, basic Hebrew, okay, letters. I have a coloring book with all the characters to exalt them in how they look. And every tribe and something they're doing. You got Moses, you got Judith in there, you got David, all the tribes. You got Naphtali in there, all the tribes, Asher. And they can color that stuff in and really see their people instead of you going by a comic book, all it is Edomites, you know, doing stuff. Freaky stuff, you know. You don't want that. We want one that's dear to our people to bring them up. Because when you read in Jeremiah 12:9, it says Israel's like a speckled bird. Look at a speckled bird when they're hiding in the bushes. There are different shades of brown so they can hide and meld into the light and the greens and different foliage. That's like our nation. I see all the different shades out here. This is how we look because we are fathers of this world. We come out of the line of fathers. Abraham was a father of many nations. He came out of another father named Noah. He was a brown man. Out of him came all of these colors. Adam was a father. And out of him came all these people, different hair textures, shades from a light brown to a dark chocolate. So the Most High made us to represent all the nations in their flavors, a gorgeous mosaic. We're that people, but different from everybody else. So we have to look at ourselves as that. We can't be like the white man when everybody's a Jew is white. Well, that's just like saying everybody's a Jew has to be a Negro. Okay, so that's just as bad as white men say they're all going to be white. So we got to put it in perspective that our nation, the Most High is greater, okay, than our little thinking. When you read Daniel 9:7, it says, to Israel belongs confusion of face, to the leaders and the judges, and to our kings that are far off and that are near. Daniel 9:7. Meaning we've forgotten the face of the Mexican man is our face. The Indian man, the Puerto Ricans, the West Indians, the Haitians, you look at them, you're looking at our face. The white men got us all divided up. But then when they come to America, where do they go? In the ghettos with their brothers. When y'all come in, you come right in the ghettos, white men got you there. Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, all in the ghetto together, all different shades. So now we got to really come back. So that number you can call for the council, for the children's packet, I got stuff for them, all kind of stuff. Some of the brothers do the t-shirts. I do some of the designs for that, you know, and I try to focus people on what they need to build the character of the nation, and to us to remember our glory, and remember, you know, our faces, that we're brothers and sisters, and we're one. We're going to be one, but Christ is going to come and make us one again.
See it! All right. Hallelujah. 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 Okay, so that was Garage from the Masharah Yasharahla Council. Next brother is Priest Kahan. Hallelujah. 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 Say shalom. So I'm over the police department. We have Alizar, Badazala, and Yakin also assist me in the police department. So let me read Malachi 3 and 7.
Malachi 3 verse 7. Even from the days of your fathers, you are gone away. Malachi 2 and 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the Lord at his mouth, for he is the messenger of Yahweh of hosts.
Right, so all praise be to God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for his mercy truly endures forever. So how great is the Most High? You know, whenever Israel went in captivity, we didn't have any leaders. The Most High, the priest had to step in, you know, as the guide, you know, as the direction to the Most High, you know, putting forth the Lord's statutes and commandments, you know, giving the knowledge to our people. So the priest department is very wide. I recently just got back from New York. You know, a brother I knew over 20 years. He just passed away. Nothing in writing, you know, ended up in a Catholic church burial. We stepped in. We have an active Zachariah. He's based in Maryland. He can actually perform a burial from beginning to end, Hebrew burial. Okay, but they opted out not to use the Hebrew burial. So these are things, as a nation, we got to make sure we have things in writing. Of course, nobody wants to speak about death or wants to talk about it, but at most times it's inevitable. Okay, so I myself, I'm a licensed insurance agent by profession. So if you're in need of life insurance, I can assist you with that. I'm a licensed notary as well. Some of you that are here this evening actually got help from me because I have letters for getting off on the Shabbat day. Just recently I saw an article, a so-called Jew in New Jersey won a $10,000 settlement because Advanced Auto tried to force her to work on the Sabbath day. Okay, so we're watching other nations take our Lord's Sabbath commandments, okay, get on it, and also win law settlements, monetary settlements. But a lot of our people, the first thing we say, well, I'm in captivity, I got to work on the Sabbath. You don't have to work on the Sabbath. Okay, you just got to keep the commandments from all sides. So I have letters that will exempt you from working on the Sabbath. I have letters that will exempt you from having your children taking immunization shots. Okay, women that are being forced to wear pants on their jobs, I also have letters for that. That women are not supposed to wear things that pertain to men. We have letters for that as well. Okay, so all these letters, you can contact me directly or any one of us on the council, and I'll be able to provide you with these notarized letters upon request. We also have the Hebrew marriages. Okay, we have those set up as well. Okay, if you wanted to, I actually have one-way tickets to Florida. I'm always pushing that. You can get a marriage and a one-way stay in Florida, have your honeymoon in Florida, have your marriage in Florida, and just stay there and build with the community. So all these things we have set up. Also, as being a priest, coming back from New York, I don't know if a lot of you know about the situation that happened with Ephraimite McGull, the brother lost his leg. And while I was in New York, I went to go visit him in the hospital. When he prayed, when anointing them. So these are things that, you know, being a priest in the nation, going to the hospital, dealing with the sick, dealing with those that, you know, the most infirmities. So these are the sort of things that we deal with. In the state of Florida, we have an active prison ministry, and we go into the prisons once a week. You know, we minister to brothers. We're actually acknowledged by the state of Florida. Every year we have to do a training background check, and we are allowed to go into the prison, have contact one-on-one with the inmates. So all I need, actually get a person's name, they give me the arrest number, and I can request to see that individual. So if you have any family member or friend that's in the state of Florida, and you would like for us to go and see that brother, or maybe they request a special diet, we can get that set up as well. Or if you need any information or assistance on trying to get a prison ministry set up in your city, I can show you how to get it set up and get recognized. There were brothers from a comfort school. They were actually one of the jails I was at. They got kicked out. Okay, but for the past 2 years, you know, we've been very respectable. We've been respected. You know, we don't have any problem. You know, the correction officers in there, I don't have any problem with it. We go in and out, and we deal with people in there. So, like I said, you can contact any one of us if you would like to get. You know, you'll leave out wanting to take part in the Levitical priesthood, giving myself, Brother Zala. I've known the brother over 25 years, okay, so he's very fluent in the Lashon Kodash, the ancient Hebrew. Okay, he also has the Torah, the first 5 books of law that he himself put together, and I think he may have some of himself tonight. So he's going to speak on that.
So I know this basically talk about the Hebrew because we are Hebrews, right? That is our language. And Hebrew is a very important part of our life, especially in prayer. You know, it's good to pray in English or Spanish or whatever language, but the most important and most powerful language on this planet is the ancient Hebrew. That's right. Not the modern Hebrew, not what they speak today, but the ancient Hebrew. They call it Masharah Yasharahla, some call it Kaleo, different names they have. But like the brother said, I put together through the Spirit of the Most High the 5 books of Moses, also the New Testament. Right now, most of y'all probably have the Hebrew booklet that I put together. The Hebrew guidebook. I'm working on a more extensive book, not only for adults, but for children also. It's all going to be in one. And that way when you read the Torah and the Tanakh, you can go and research the words in Hebrew. Because, like I said, there's a lot of doctrines out there. And if you go back to your original language and read it in your original language, you'll get a better understanding of what the scripture is saying. And that would knock all doctrines out the box. I've done that several times with different topics that came up. And when you go back into the Hebrew, you will clear up everything, because the Hebrew language is the basis for all doctrines. All languages came from the ancient Hebrew. Also, we'll be working on for brothers a request for the Tanakh, which is all the books of the prophets and the Psalms, and to be in the ancient Hebrew. So I'll be working on that also. So, like I said, I have all the books here that we'll be selling at the end here. So if anybody's interested, they can come and see us. Shalom.
Shalom.
This March, a couple of us are going back to Zion for keep the Passover. Okay, it's not a lot. Some people think it's a whole lot of money to go to Israel. It's not. Round trip fare maybe $700-800 to go to Zion. You got the Arab and so-called Jew fighting over our land. A lot of you take trips to go to other countries. Why not go back to Zion?
Okay, so as the priest, you know, I'm here to the spirit that we have to transition our minds spiritually, okay, that this is where we got to go back home. Okay, a lot of us, like I said, a lot of us have gotten comfortable living here in America. You're finding ways to get comfortable being in captivity. Okay, the Most High only hears, he said what? He heard the groaning of our people. Okay? The people that sigh and cry. So we gotta, you know, go to the Most High like we really want to leave America. Okay? We are the ones that are holding ourselves back from salvation in America. Okay, so the sooner we separate ourselves from this place, not until then the Most High is going to deliver us. But if we see them having a good time, we're pleasurable, okay, what's the sense, what are we looking for? There's no sense of looking for deliverance, okay, when we're comfortable here in America. Okay, when we start afflicting ourselves, if we were shut down and stop supporting Esau, there would be no need for it. They would have to do this for it. But as long as we keep putting all of these rappers, okay, they get the money, put it back into the system. A lot of these rappers, they get in situations where they get money, they gotta get legal defense, they get out of jail. Okay, so where's that money really going? Back in the system again. All right, so anybody need, you know, the police department, like I said, you know, we're here. You can get in contact with us. And if you need any assistance with those letters, okay, again, they are upon request only. Okay, the brother Alazar, did you want to speak on something in the police department? We're working on getting on, one accord with these with the scriptures. You know, some of us may have different understandings, and that's what we're working on. You know, through the spiritual scriptures, and come on one accord throughout all the camps.
Just quickly, Elder Barak mentioned earlier about this brother making various pilgrimages and trips to Haiti, and that type of travel is important, man, right? Because our people are scattered, man. But one of the jobs of the tribe of Levi is to be scattered amongst all the tribes and teaching all the tribes, you know? So if anybody has any ideas, any connections, any people that they're talking to out of the country in different areas, and they could potentially facilitate some type of traveling, or at least give us an idea, okay, who do we speak to when we get on the ground, where should we go to set up the teach, etc., etc. All that would be extremely important, you know, especially all the work that's being done in Haiti as well. It's important because there's millions and millions of the priests of the Most High there, amongst other places as well, but that's a good place that we need to really concentrate ministry on. They've been trying to get me to go ever since I know it. You know, I gotta get a passport, that's my fault. But that's very important, and all, like the brother said, if you at a tribe of Levi, you try to get involved, man, it's important, you know what I mean? Get involved, get active so we can rebuild the house of Levi, right, as best we can in this captivity of the spirit of our God, Masharah. And also about this brother's letters. We use it when I can, they work. This brother out here in Texas that's down with us, he just told us about a brother whose wife got sent home for wearing a head wrap on Friday. That's madness. I said, let us know, get that taken care of right away. That's quick and easy, you know what I mean? So through the spirit, the Most High God has set up this apartment to take care of things like that. So hey, utilize this. The Most High God has put the children of Levi here to serve the nation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was actually a brother that got a letter from me, actually ended up winning a small lawsuit because, you know, they refused, he was denied a managerial position because he wore his beard. So I gave him a letter and he won a small lawsuit with that. So the letters are effective. They are honored by Esau because who runs corporate America, the so-called Jews? So when they see that you acknowledge the Shabbat day and that letter has a seal, have a legal seal on that letter, okay? When you mention about going to court or you mention anything about legal stuff, they don't want it to go to court. It's going to cost them money. All right? But the thing that you have to be convinced in your mind is you're going to fear the Most High, you're going to fear man. Now you worry about whether I'm going to lose my job, or when you go for a job interview, they ask you, when are you available? When you tell them, well, I'm available 7 days a week, okay? You know, you got to tell them, I'm in Hebrew, I keep the Sabbath, okay, I'm not working, okay? So you have the credentials, we have the letters for you, so there's no excuse for you to work on the Sabbath day. All right, so with that, I'm say shalom. If you need any information about the life insurance, you know, I'm available with this, you know,
Shalom.
Shalom.
All right. Okay, the next brother that's up is Shalom. Okay.
Come on, God.
Hallelujah.
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 Who's the power?
Yahweh.
Who's the power? Who's the power? By Hashem?
Yahweh.
Yahweh. All right, all praise be to the power of the Imam of Jacob for his mercy truly endured forever. My department is the planning and preparation department. All of the departments that you heard from, in order for you to execute the things that they can provide, it takes planning and preparation. All right, I'm going to pull a quick scripture, and so I can give me Luke 14 and 28. Luke 14 and 28. I'll make it real brief. 14 verse 28.
Luke 14:28. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counted the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it?
So that's my job. I sit down and determine, do we have what we need to accomplish what we want to do? A lot of these departments, you'll contact them and they want to know if you have the resources. If you don't have the resources, it doesn't stop there. You call the planning department. And this way you can get an idea on how to build the resources, what's available, what you can get to get these things accomplished. Weddings, funerals, things were mentioned. All these things cost money, correct? That's the system that we live in. Okay? The system we live in, it costs money to do these things. The scriptures tell us that money's a defense. All right? Wisdom and inheritance is a good thing. So if you have wisdom and you have your inheritance, you can make a lot happen. That's where the planning department comes into play. So you call these departments to get certain things accomplished, then we'll probably refer you to the planning department, and then you'll be dealing with me and whoever else wants to join a team that has, analytical mind, level head, and can see things for what they are. All right, we all have dreams and aspirations to do certain things, but the end's got to justify the means. All right, so we got to make sure that we are doing things and we move forward decently and in order. Okay? So that's my job, and that's my department. If you'd like to join or you think you can assist this department in any way, please contact me as we are mingling and actively hear from all the departments and we're doing in brotherhood, sisterhood, and anything we can bring to the table, by all means, let us know so that we can expand and we can do more for more of our people and we can move this whole thing forward. You see these summits, they're set up, it takes planning, okay? And I know it's the first summit, you realize how much planning it really takes right now. Right? You got that education real quick. Right? It does take a lot of planning. All the summits, it took a lot of planning, a lot of hours, a lot of time taken out to make sure that everything is set up, that there's no gaps, there's no misunderstandings, right? Everything is lined up. So we're going to continue these summits. We're going to continue now. We move forward with concerts and different other events that we'd like to do. With all the events that we're going to do, it's going to take that level of planning. All right? So, we're open to ideas. We're open to different ways of, building the Treasury Department, different ways of drumming up funds, fundraising, things of that sort. We got to do these things, Israel. All right? Because if we don't do it, we can't wait for somebody else to do it. All right? We're not the type of people to walk around with $1 in the dream. Anybody understand that? We got to put our shoulder to the wheel. All right? We got to make things happen. All right? That's what we say by the sweat of our brow. So we eat bread. So we got to make things happen. Con? All right. So that's my department. Shalom.
And Shalom, the planning department, the Masharah Yasharahla. All right, let's get the Most High, Yahweh, Hallelujah. So we're not going to be here too much longer, and then we're going to finish, and so you can eat. But we just got one or two more, all right, brothers to go, and then we're going to close it up. Okay, Con? So just a little bit more time, and that's it. All right, we got the Nathaniel now, okay? The Masharah Yasharahla. Yes, Shalom.
Shalom.
Yes, Shalom.
Shalom.
brief. Basically, the department I'm over is the Torah enforcement, and what that deals with is the understanding of how we're supposed to keep covenant with our Lord, statutes, and commandments. Okay, the understanding of keeping our high holy days and what it takes to prepare for the high holy days. So that's what we do. We also work with the priest department through the burial, through the marriage, okay, with all departments, okay, because this is a government. It's not about just coming together like we do. The real work of Masharah Yasharahla occurs once we leave from here. When you go back to your respective gates, that's when the work begins. This is kind of more like a fellowship, meet and greet, see who you haven't seen in a while, get connected. But the real work occurs when you go back to your gate. And when I say gate, I mean your city. And what's the work? The work basically means being organized. How much does it take to be organized? You're never really organized. Because every time you get to a point where you think you're organized, that's when you find out how much more you're lacking. And that's why it takes the brotherhood and the sisterhood to be working in unison to organizing our nation. Why are we organizing? Because the influx of Israel hasn't happened yet. You're the early bird. Okay, but the major influx of Israel is going to happen when Satan sees that he loses his kingdom and comes down into having great wrath. Okay, that's the major influx. Okay, when a lot of our people get cut off from the system and they have nowhere to turn. Okay, you're the one with the answer. You're that. That's when your light needs to be shining. Okay, in the time of adversity. Okay, we're not playing church. Okay, I say that a lot. This ain't church. It might look like church, but it's not church. Okay, what is this? This is nation building. Okay, nation building means what? Church happens wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in the name of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So we're in church now, but the real church is when you're out on these streets. Okay, the real church is when a sister needs to deliver a baby and she needs a resource for a midwife. Well, in the Masharah Yasharahla, we have departments that handle these things, that can get those resources to the sisters and to the brothers that need these resources. So we have the Department of Health. What does the Department of Health deal with? Okay, midwives, okay, LPNs, RNs, chiropractors. Whoever has the skill set that's willing to help our nation, that's the department that needs to bring that skill set towards. Okay? The Department of Business. Everybody wants to be a business owner, a businessman, but what are you doing for the nation? Okay, that works hand in hand with the Department of Finance, Department of Treasury. Okay? There's a lot of accountants out there. There's a lot of CPAs and a lot of business-oriented people. But how oriented are you towards nation building? Big difference. You can build your own individual business, but can you build business for a nation so we all can benefit? Okay? That's what it comes down to. Okay? Being an individual has its place, but Zephaniah 2:1, last time I checked, said, gather together, O nation, not desire. What's the purpose of the summits? To show that we can come together wherever. Wherever we decide that we want to come together, we can do it. Okay? We done had 10 summits. We was in 10 different places, maybe one place twice. Okay? But the idea is to say that when we left out of Egypt, like we read earlier during the Shabbat, men, women, and children, as well as cattle, husbandry, tools, all your household items came with you. So what did that take? That take organizing and planning and physical effort to get it done. Okay? The first order of all men is what? Soldiership. Okay? Part of your protective services, which is AKA, you know what the A word. But it's the point of coming to these events to learn how to be a part of your nation. Okay? This ain't, we don't need couch potatoes. We need active participants that want to bring their brick to help build a nation. Okay? What does the Torah department also deal with? We deal with the articles of belief. Because I know there's a lot of gainsayers out there that how can all these different camps and different schools come together when they have different doctrine? It's not about doctrine. It never was. That's right. Okay? when you come to the kingdom, they ain't gonna say, well, what doctrine you on, brother? What you believe, huh? God, they're only gonna say a couple of things, all right? Do you keep Torah? And do you believe in Yahweh Shai Mashiach? Everything else is contingent on those two principles. So that's how we can come together.
That's right.
Under the Torah and under Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
That's right.
So all the gainsayers out there, you gainsay because you don't want to come together.
That's right.
You don't put your doctrine and your individual opinion ahead of the Torah and Yahweh Shai Mashiach. You're entitled to your opinion. I don't get mad about that. I want you to have your opinion. You can have all the opinions you want, but are you going to keep Torah?
That's right.
All right. Are you going to uplift Yahweh Shai Mashiach?
That's right.
Are you going? When it's time to get down, you ready to get it in?
Yes.
All right. Are you ready to put in that work? All right. Because that's what it's going to take to bring our nation to the kingdom. Because our work that we do is not just for us. It's for the next generation.
That's right!
Our example that we give and show how to operate as a nation is their example of
That's
how
right.
to operate as a nation. All right? We done had a short little run in this system, but we all know this system is corrupt and evil, and getting evil and corrupted every single day as we move forward. They've been blessed because they haven't known the taste of swine. They haven't known to celebrate these pagan holidays like we know. So we got to continue for their sake. But to continue is to do what? Organize. And once you organize on one level, you got to organize on another level. Okay? And what's the organization that we're trying to do? The cohesion between these camps. So no matter where you go throughout Babylon, you got a source of contact to get together. Okay? And then the whole point of the priest department is to get everybody in sync with the Torah portion. So that wherever you go, we're reading the same Torah portion. Wherever we go, we're setting up the collective prayers for what? Our deliverance.
That's right.
Okay? We're collectively setting up prayers for Yasharahla.
That's right. That's right.
Now the articles of belief real quick is the Father. This is what we believe in. This is what we came to resolution the last summit. And it's basic tenets, okay? It's not going into any crazy doctrine. It's basically saying that we believe in the Father, we believe in the Son, we believe in the Holy Spirit, the Ruach, we believe in the word of Yahweh, we believe in the commandments, Torah, okay? We believe in the holy convocation. And we believe in grace, but grace isn't a license to sin. Okay, grace isn't a license for you to keep turning up on Friday night when you should be preparing for the Shabbat. Okay, grace is for you to get it together and turn from, repent, and turn from whatever vices that you are still wrestling with. And then what else are we dealing with? We're dealing with the foundation of what? The royal basics. Okay, what is the royal basics? It's basically royalty, which we all are, but royalty means what? Repentance, okay? Obedience, Yahweh Shai and Yasharahla, and the understanding and preparing for these last days, okay?
That's right.
Okay,
Yes.
you already know.
That's right.
It's official, the Klan is in the White House.
That's right.
Okay, you already know that, so I don't have to tell you something that you don't know. So what does that mean? It's about to turn up. Okay? It's no when, it's going to turn up. How well are you prepared? How well are you prepared to work with your brother, to work with your sister, to work collectively, nationally, internationally with the body of Yasharahla, which we all are what? The body of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. That's what we represent here right now, the body of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And that's the purpose of the summit. Okay, now going back to the government departments, the brother mentioned about education. Okay, we also have Torah, as far as the protocols and keeping the Torah and the holy convocations. Okay, we have the business department. What do we mean by business department? That works with the finance department, but what does that entail? Entails pulling resources together to do what? To get portions of land, okay? You got to grow our own food, okay? Hydroponics, aquaponics, okay, greenhouses, okay, a set aside apart place. Because I'm gonna tell you, these cities might not be cool in the days to come. So where you gonna go? I'm not saying leave now. I'm just saying it might not be cool. So where you gonna go? We got places set up for you to go, but you gotta want to come in line with what? You can't still be the old man. You gotta come in line with the new man. Under Yahweh Mashiach, under the Torah. Okay, so that's the purpose of what we're trying to do with the government department. So if you have a skill set and don't know how to utilize your skill set to help build your nation, get with one of the brothers up here, get with myself, and we can put you in the necessary department and grow Yasharahla. Grow Yasharahla. Grow Yasharahla. Grow Yasharahla. Grow Yasharahla. Hallelujah. 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 Oh, with that being said, to show you what we meant as far as we're dealing with different camps, different schools, in different places, and different gates. When I say gate, I mean city. I want to bring up one brother. What's your name, brother? Okay. He's going to introduce himself, okay? This brother's been diligent, okay? And he's going to speak on himself. He's going to bring up another brother that's going to tell you another part of Masharah Yasharahla that's happening in L.A. Go ahead, my brother.
Man, I pray right now that you guys really understand what you are witnessing. Do you know how long Jake's been waiting to see what we seeing now? To finally see brothers being doers of the words and not hearers only, deceiving themselves? So much so that when brothers was talking, man, I was meditating. I thought about the Psalms that David eloquently said when he said, behold how beautiful, behold how good and how pleasant it is to see brethren dwell together in unity. Man, this is beautiful. Why do we need to dwell together in unity? I'm going to tell a quick story. I deal with a lot of cats, a lot of jakes that's coming in and out of the prisons, right? And so one day a brother called me, he got out of prison from doing a lot of time, and he said, man, let's go play golf. I'm like, man, golf? I'm a Hebrew. I don't play no golf. This is what I'm saying to myself. But the brother said, let's go play golf. So I went, man, and I did pretty good on the 9 hole. And I say that to say that the brother called me back again. He said, well, we're going to go play again in a month. So I say, okay. So I started going on YouTube, and I started typing in how to play golf. And it was telling me all kind of different things. And this is going into what Gorilla Hebrew was saying. That YouTube, man, it was showing me to hit the ball this way, hit the ball that way. So when I went back with the brother, I was so messed up in the head that I was swinging the ball and it was going that way. I'm swinging the ball, looking up here, and I'm missing. And that's what reminded me of the Hebrew community, what's going on with this YouTube and stuff. This YouTube is messing our brothers' heads up, man. And that's what's beautiful about this government. Because see, what's now is these brothers is teaching you how to be a Jew inward. If you understand anything about being a Jew inward, or if you understand anything when they talk to the mafia, or they talk about a movie, or want to go to the inside of the mafia, they show you the inner workings of the mafia. And what you're seeing now, you're seeing the inner workings of how to be a Hebrew. That's right! You understand what I'm saying? That's beautiful, so I hope you're really soaking this in. Now, who am I and why am I here? Well, I just happen to be the son of Stanley Tookie Williams.
Yes, right.
If you understand, been pushing this mind for a long time. So, just being the son of Stanley Tookie Williams, I have a lot of influence in the Los Angeles area, right? And what I'm doing now is I'm up here because I'm asking you guys to just, sisters and brothers, to please hear what these brothers got to say, because these brothers have something so interesting that when they told me, it's like, whoa. But before I do that, I respectfully ask that you go to 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 3. I respectfully ask. 1 Samuel 12 and verse 3. And why am I saying this? Just so we can clear any misconceptions or preconceptions that you might have heard about myself. Now, I admit, before I came into this truth, when I was out there doing what I was doing in them streets, I was a little, what? Thank you, brother, for saying the right word. Thank you. But 1 Samuel 12 and verse 3, watch this.
1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 3. Behold, here I am, witness against me before the Lord, and before his anointed. Whose ox have I taken? Or whose ass have I taken? Or whom have I defrauded? Whom have I oppressed? Or of whose hand have I received any bribe to blind my eyes?
And I say that to you guys. Anybody, have I took anything for you?
And everybody here, you got brothers that know me, man, what have I did to you? And I say that to say that, man, I haven't did any of these things, and I just ask that you please hear me, man. I do it, as like I said in John 1 verse 47, when Christ seen Yahushua seen Nathanael coming, he said, he see an Israelite indeed, whom is no guile. There's no guile in me, brothers and sisters. I'm not coming up here trying to be sneaky. I'm not trying to come up here and gain by dishonest means. I'm not trying to come up here and deter you from following the government. I'm coming up here asking you guys that you respectfully, man, listen to what these brothers got to offer. But let's finish verse 4.
Verse 4. And they said, Thou hast not defrauded us, nor oppressed us, neither hast thou taken aught of any man's hand.
So can't nobody really say that about me. So I know, like I say, I just want to clear the misconceptions and the preconceptions that you might have heard about me. I do have a name out there in Los Angeles. But once again, man, these brothers got something that's going on that's so beautiful that I think would just add on to what brothers is doing, man. And they're going to talk about it. And like I said, it's not to take away from the government, but they got something that I'm so proud of. It's really for these youth, man. Because really, they're trying to gather the youth together. Because like I say, I played golf a month ago and my back hurt. So you know what that means, man. I'm kind of seeing now, I'm admitting I might be that old line. I'm gonna need you, brother, because I can't get out like I used to. I got a little aches and pains. And that's why we need to get these youth going. So my father told me before, and he might have got it from somewhere before they executed me, say, you know, man, what we got to understand is the floor we walk on is the next generation's ceiling.
That's right.
I got to understand that. The floor we walk on is the next generation's ceiling. And so what these brothers is doing and what they bringing is for this next generation, man. So much so, and I'm in awe of you, brother, man. I love you, brothers, because now what I see is all that we got next, it ain't no more we got next no more. It's we got now.
That's
What you witnesses, we got now, man. Listen to what these brothers got to say, man. I know brothers and sisters are smelling that food and it's time to eat, man. But look, man, these brothers got something so beautiful to it. Just a little bit about what they doing. I know we got a rapper over there. These J's got a website to where they trying to get all the Israel, all Hebrews that make music, whatever it is, poetry, whatever, to put it on this website, and we gonna vote on it. And whoever have the best, whoever wins the vote, they try to put a CD or something, a compilation together of all the Hebrews, and we trying to have something going on in Los Angeles, and you will be protected. It's in a nice area. We don't have to worry about the riffraff, and that's what this brother's gonna tell you about. It's we are family, rep your tribe, not 12. He gonna give it to you. I'm not trying to, and with permission, I'm not trying to put nothing out above what the brothers is putting out, but this is something that I think that's just gonna add to help unify brothers and sisters together. It's called Rep Your Tribe. If you think you the best, I ask you if you can, y'all think y'all hard, put y'all music out there and let's see who the hardest. Let's vote on it and let's see who got the tightest flows. And that's a way of just coming to kind of like use ingenuity. A lot of times when I speak, I consider myself like a King Jehu. I try to find creative ways to just gather everybody together, not to kill them. I'm not a Suge Knight. I just told y'all, it's first Sabbath, speak on me if I did anything or took anything. I ain't took anything from nobody. I might have got Eleazar for my girl and didn't give him the right amount of money, but that was all in love and faith. But just please, I just ask that you guys just listen to what this brother got to say. And like I say, I'm with y'all. I've always been cheerleading for brothers on the sideline, but especially what y'all doing, man. Y'all got me, y'all. Y'all got me.
Good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how good and pleasant when you see your brother coming to the truth, okay? And from this brother's background, you know what I'm saying, you know the Most High's got his hand on him, all right? You know, it's a hard way to carry your own shoulders, but when you got a father that precedes you with his weight and his rep, that's even harder, okay? That's even harder. So we're going to bring the brother up, and this is, like I said, this is to show you what? That Masharah Yasharahla is not about no camp, it's not about no school, it's not about no individual organization, it's about coming together as a nation to help build our nation. So let the brother introduce himself and come on up.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
My name is Gabaria Allah from the Los Angeles area. We came down to represent LA and Los Angeles and wanted to be part of this here. This is only my second one. First one, I guess, was the fifth one in Compton with Freestyle One. We started an organization in Los Angeles called GIFT. And once you look up everything in the scriptures about gift, and then you can understand that you are a gift. Our children is a gift. You got to truly understand that. So gift represent gathering Israelite families together. So in June the 10th, which is the first day of the week, not Juneteenth, June the 10th, first day of the week in Los Angeles, in Long Beach, we putting on an Israelite concert. And most of these here brothers that's going to compete with each other, they're going to be on this here, at this here concert. But the main focus of gift is the family. We know that the brothers get together all the time, but we kind of see that the sister is lagging behind. We don't want the sister to lag behind. The sisters got gifts, and we need to utilize those gifts. Our children is the next generation, and we have to be able to train them and bring them up in righteousness. What did that righteousness represent in the scriptures? The law, statutes, and commandments.
Come.
But just as still, everybody has children, but they're not intermingling with each other. They don't know. My kids don't know your kids. My grandkids don't know your grandkids. Well, we need to stop that. So we created this here organization, not to the point where we was trying to bring one organization out. We wanted to bring an organization together where the camps in Los Angeles will unify and put this here petty fighting behind, which is in Los Angeles. Now, first I want to say something about this here brother Kazak, wherever he went. Oh, there you go, he's back there. He's kind of modest, you know, about who he is and where he came from. You know, he's been in this here troop, I think, something like 16, 17 years. Been in the troop about 18 years. We came from the Sons of Jacob camp, which no longer exists. So I just want you to know that I'm not ashamed of where I came from, even if the school don't even exist anymore, for whatever reason that it don't exist. But we all came from somewhere, and we got to be proud of the knowledge that you have been given. And that's that gift. You have been chosen. And I just want to say, Israel, you have to wake up. You have to wake your family up. You have to let them know how precious they are. I'm going to pull out a couple of scriptures right quick, and then I'm going to pass it on.
Book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh.
That spirit on all flesh, that flesh is you. That's why you're here. This is now. This is right now. This is what's happening right now. This is why you see Israel waking up all over the world. Awake, Israel. Let your family know that. Tell that to your children. When you tell them that you love them, when you put them to bed at night, you make sure that you tell them about that spirit that's going to come and push them into the next generation. You haven't seen anything yet, because these children is sharp. I got a granddaughter, she's 8 years old, and she's always asking me questions. My daughter would always say, she's too young for all that, what you putting in her head. I said, well, she must not be, she's asking. Let her be. Let her be who she's going to be. Let her go to school and influence her friends.
That's right.
That's what they're there for. Whatever the consequence is going to be, because the Most High got her back.
Come on.
She wants to know. She not only know who she is, she wants to know about certain subjects. An 8-year-old. Subjects. Topics. You know, and I know her, my daughter's scared. She's scared to death. You know, because they already came, they used my address, you know, to be in a certain school zone. They came by once, you know, looked around, trying to see what's going on, you know, because they scared. When you have 6-year-olds, 7-years-old telling their teacher what is right and what is wrong. We don't do Christmas. Well, why? You've been deceived of Christmas? So we need to send the workers out there. See what's going on in the house. Now, you come on up in here. You ain't going to see no decorations up in there. You know, and they're lucky I was in Arizona. I wasn't supposed to be there because they planned this without me being in town. My brothers now, they plotted against me. You know, no, Dad cannot be here. You know, we all going to jail if he's here.